This is Curious Brain Thoughts.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Splendid.
Tell me
thank
all
you.
about it.
And then I had a drink. Great story.
Very.
Tune in next time. Yeah, I'm good actually. Thank
Are
you.
you?
Yeah, good. You know, lots of things going on. Leaning into some discomfort and admiring the very changeable weather.
Well, we were just feeling quite smug, were we not, about the fact that we walked the Doggingtons in the dry, mainly. We certainly didn't get caught in yonder torrential shower, for which I'm grateful.
Indeed. And as we know, I think basically we can say categorically this is universal truth, and it is an absolute for absolutely everybody in the world. It always rains at picking up time or dropping off time at school. If it's going to rain, if it's like, showers are forecast for today, just avoid the school run and then you'll be fine.
Well, you were just saying your youngest is going to come in like a drowned rat.
Potentially, yeah.
Sloshing in his school shoes.
And how are you, my dear?
I'm very well, thank you very much. We have adopted another dog recently.
Amazing.
She's called Dizzy.
Wonderful. What sort of dog is she?
She's a Pomeranian crossed with a Boston Terrier. So she's got a very attractive underbite, googly eyes and big sticky uppy ears.
Beautiful.
She is a massive legend. And obviously being rehomed at the age of 8 is not easy. But she's been so good. And then she's a good companion for Nigel, our other dog. So
How old's Nige?
Nige is 3. So we are just delighting in that, actually. It's been a very beautiful experience.
He's learning more legendary skills from a legend.
Well, Diz is showing him the ways.
Right.
She's been around
This
longer.
is the way. Love that. She's been around the block.
She's dizzy from the block.
Mm-hmm.
She's dizzy from going around the block
repeatedly.
So yeah, that's a source of great joy and delight, and just lots of lovely things, I suppose. Just
Nice.
wonderfulness all around. I know that sounds like really cringe, but it's true. I'm feeling in a very warm-hearted, open, grateful space.
Wonderful. How lovely. That's very lovely indeed. So,
by the way, this
Yeah.
isn't this is for anybody who does anything related to social media. If you search for Shakespeare Gen Z or Gen Z vibes, it will bring up the most hilarious video, which is either Romeo and Juliet or Macbeth explained in just Gen Z language. It's hilarious.
Amazeballs. I'm yet to partake.
Oh, well, I'll show you after we finish recording. Because Macbeth got straight up wrecked, fam. Etc. It's very amusant.
Yes. Shakespeare would, I'm sure, be delighted.
Do you know, I reckon he would, because old Shaky Boy, he was
mashing it up.
He was down with the kids.
Yeah.
And how, we like, old-fashioned lingo, blah-de-blah, but that's actually how they spoke back then there. No. I don't know why I went West Country then.
Why not?
Why
It's
not?
a comfortable place to go.
I know.
Other parts of the country are available.
So sorry for that slight digression. Well, total digression. It's not slight. It's absolute.
How do you know? Because we've not
We don't know
turned
what
on the random thing generator
Yeah, we
yet.
don't know what the topic is. Now, have you kept it out the rain?
Yes, I've been
Because you
frantically...
don't want a rusty flange.
No, that is pretty bad. You need quite a lot of oil.
You have to get the restorer in again.
Again, I don't... Listen, we're still paying for the last one. We can't afford to do it again. Because it was the Wingle Golly wheel that went last time.
That's right. That's an expensive part.
Really bad.
You have to get it from Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It's a nightmare.
And there's only a few Aboriginals who still make them. So worrying times. So I frantically have been building a lean-to.
Good. Quite
It
a large one, I would imagine.
Yeah, well, it does need planning permission.
It's more than 3 meters.
More than 3 meters and over 40 foot long.
Right.
And I don't think anyone's noticed.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. I mean, they just seem to be used to the massive amount of diesel fumes that come pouring out of it when you turn it on.
Okay, great.
So
That's amazing.
amazing.
Yeah, literally. I thought you might have to go for the underground bunker option, but it seems
No,
not.
overground seems to be fine. It's just blended in, with all the trees, and
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
yeah. Shemaze balls. Love that for you.
I was going to go for a bio furnace thing sort of option.
The number of pellets, though, Paul.
I know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I don't know if trees can poo out that many pellets.
Well, probably not.
If that's how it works.
You'll become part of the problem.
Right.
But I think you'll find.
Unless I fall in.
Solar, wind.
Solar. Good. Right. Well, with our next intake of earnings from the podcast, we could probably upgrade to solar.
I think we should. Renewables, hashtag climate change is real.
Yeah, I agree. I'm down with that.
Go.
Right. So
With all of that said,
let's
pour some diesel in it.
press the bloody button.
Aye.
Random theme generator. Random theme generator.
Well, this is unexpected.
Is it? What does it say?
Says this. Dear Curious Brain Farts.
Oh.
So, there's a funny noise. Oh.
What it is next door's having some drilling done.
Oh, that's nice. I have seen their teeth. It's probably wise. No. So, dear Curious Brain Farts, I'm curious about this particular topic because it's something I've been thinking about for some time.
Right.
Cheese.
Cheese. Grommet.
Do you like it soft, wet, or hard? Ooh, Mrs. Yours faithfully, Shelley, off of West Berkshire.
Shelley, what a legend you are.
The Shellinator.
Right.
We're down with the Shelliverse.
Shellmeister. Shellmeister funk.
That's the sound of the Shelliverse right there.
Right.
Cheese. Cheese.
Cheese. Okay, good.
So, maybe we ought to consult. No, that's the wrong thing.
Consult the dictionary.
So the cheese definition is a food made from the pressed curds of milk, firm and elastic or soft and semi-liquid in texture.
Right.
And then obviously you have the informal, the quality of being too obviously sentimental. A bit too cheesy. Cheese. Round your way,
Yes.
they do the rolling cheese down a hill thing.
That's right by me, that is.
What's it called again?
Cheese rolling.
Do you know what? I'm so pleased I asked.
So what it is, okay, there's a very steep hill. It's 1 in 2 in places, this hill. It's
One into what?
the gradient pool.
Yes. It's very difficult to explain that because it's I don't know, let's Google. You carry on.
Anyway, it's really steep, this hill. And what they do, it's a seasonal thing. Is it the start of spring, I think? Or around the equinox? I can't remember when they do it. But the cheese rolling thing, it happens all across Gloucestershire. You know, they might do a village fete and roll a cheese down street. But this is down this big hill. There's a Netflix documentary about it.
It's called Cooper's Hill.
Cooper's Hill. I've been there. It makes you feel all whizzy to look over the edge. It is not nice.
The gradient is as an average gradient of over 45 degrees. Just to put that into perspective.
Okay.
That's pretty.
That's
cray-cray.
hardcore. And people, you can't really stand. You sit on the edge of the hill basically, and they roll the cheese. 3, 2, 1, go, and people run down the hill after the cheese.
3.6 kilograms. That's 8 pounds.
So it's
in
a
wheel of
big
cheese.
wheel of double Gloucester cheese, and the local authorities do not like it because they don't officially sanction it as an event because people get hurt.
Do you know how far? Guess how fast the cheese travels down the hill in
Four-
miles per hour.
40 miles an hour.
Good guess. 80.
Right.
Get smacked in the head with a 3.6.
You want to get out of the way of that fella, wouldn't you?
Holy guacamole!
I know the farm that produces that cheese, the wheel o' cheese. Anyway, the point is that cheese, aside from the lunacy of running down the hill, which makes me cringe every time I see it, in Gloucestershire where I live, there's a cheese that's of that place, double Gloucester and single Gloucester cheese.
Yeah.
And therefore cheese is it's woven into the fabric of communities, traditions, all sorts of things. So it's really fascinating that, and that, I mean, that's true of other foodstuffs as well, but it's in my area true of the cheese. So there you have it. Paul's just done a microphone change, ladies and gents. You might have heard some furkling, and that's what
They
that
wouldn't
was.
have heard a single bit of furkling.
And now I've just disclosed that that's what's happened.
And nothing. I literally didn't do anything.
I heard the furkling.
Yeah. That's through the magic of technology. Right, okay. So yeah, cheese, amazing. So
that's a cultural link of cheese with a
Yes.
place.
Love that. And actually, there's a wicked place called Cheddar,
Right.
from down the West Country.
Cheddar Gorge and
Cheddar
that.
Gorge. And they have cave-aged cheddar cheese because there's a place called Wookie Hole Caves. Gosh, who would have thought we knew this much about cheese? We haven't got onto cheese
We
yet.
haven't even started yet.
We've not started.
I've got an anecdote about cheese I'm going to give
just
you.
hold your rock for a
Right,
minute. Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Carry on.
Anyway,
Wookie
so
Hole.
yeah, Wookie Hole Caves. Really cool place to visit. By the way, we're not being sponsored by them. And if they do want to sponsor us, I mean, you're welcome. Get in touch. CuriousBrainfarts@gmail.com. And they have cheddar that they've aged in the caves. When it first came out, it was proper tangy, you know? You could get a proper itchy mouth cheese from it. Cheese? Now, it's not as potent as it was.
Right.
You know what I
Why?
mean? It's not like, it's just, I mean, it's a strongish cheddar. It's not like blow your socks off cheddar.
But is that because you're used to it or because it's weaker?
No, I think it's because it changed.
Right.
I genuinely think it's because it changed.
I've got 2 cheese anecdotes now.
Oh my gosh. And what's interesting as well is the difference between pasteurised and unpasteurised cheese.
Raw, if you will.
Raw, yes. Because you go down the unpasteurised route and you can get a rather potent, even like a cheddar, for example, you can get a potent unpasteurised cheddar. It will take over your fridge.
Oh, yeah.
It will move in
Oh, yeah.
and then you'll have to start paying it rent.
Well, I was at our sister's house the other day and we were having, what was it, camembert or something. And she had to put it in a sealed Tupperware because the children were like, oh, God, that stinks like vomiting old
True.
feet. And I'm not saying they're wrong, but as you say, it does take over the old, what do you call it?
Yeah.
Fridge.
Yes, I remember buying a really feisty cheddar that was unpasteurised, and literally you've got basically hours. If you don't tackle it in hours, then it's game over. It will just
smell-wise?
Yeah, it'll permeate into everything. Literally everything in your fridge will taste of weird, aggressive cheese.
So, cheese anecdote 1.
Yes.
Our nan used to work in a place that made Stilton. And her job, so the wheels of cheese were made and then they age on wooden racks for however long. And you have to turn them every now and again. And so she was responsible for doing the turning and this and the that. And then they put one of those like apple corer things in, but longer. and take a plug of cheese out and test it, see if they're ready. So, we have got family connections to cheese production.
Sholto used to make butter.
Butter. So we're all about the dairy.
Oh, yeah.
Shame you're intolerant to it.
Well, not all of it.
No,
No.
it's true. But it does irritate you, doesn't it?
It does. Milk, mainly.
What's cheese made from?
Yes. However, it is not the same as like your semi-skimmed or your full fat.
Have you tried raw milk, as an aside, by the way, BT Dubs?
Not lately.
Unpasteurised.
Not lately.
Might help.
Might do.
Or unhomogenized. Anyway, we're digressing.
We are digressing because, Shelley is obviously keen on understanding things from a soft, wet, hard perspective.
Well, because obviously cheese is a big part of the Shelliverse.
Yes,
So-
it is. It is. There are several planets.
Yeah. Mado cheese.
Made cheese in the Shelliverse.
Well, I think that I'm just associating cheese with countries.
Right.
So let's do a pop quiz. What cheese do you associate with Italy?
Gorgonzola, Parmigiano, mozzarella, and there's another one, dolce latte,
What about Spain?
manchego,
See. What about Switzerland?
Swiss cheese.
Gruyere.
Yeah, no, there's other cheeses in Spain. I can only think of where's Comté? France.
I'm not going to France on purpose
No,
because
all right.
my second cheese anecdote
Yeah,
is being in
here
a
we
French
go.
restaurant
Go on.
and they wheel out, and I am not exaggerating, a 3-tiered trolley
Amazing.
full of cheese. And it was like, there must have been 50 different cheese varieties
Sounds great.
on this trolley. And as your cheese course in this restaurant, you chose
Cheese.
5 different cheeses, and it was like a cheese sommelier going, well, this one's nutty, this one's got a fruity blah blah on the palate. I'm like, flipping, they take it serious, don't they?
Don't they? And I'm down with that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I do love a cheese.
samesies. So hard,
Wet.
wet,
Soft.
soft. Go. Which one? You've got to choose one. You can only have one.
I will go with hard.
Will you? Which means you don't have things like mozzarella. That's wet
Correct, yeah.
and soft.
Yeah.
You don't have any of your cream cheeses.
No,
You
your
don't have any of
bries.
your bries.
Yeah.
You don't have any of your camemberts.
Yeah.
Your
Your
gorgonzolas.
Piedongloy.
You don't have any of those. You happy with that?
Yeah.
What are you left
I am,
with?
I am actually, because although I love those cheeses, it's those that really aggravate me. Weirdly.
Your soft ones.
You're soft and you're
Soft
wet
and
ones.
wet. Paul's hard all the way. Sorry,
Yeah.
that sounded
Oh.
disgustingly dirty.
I mean, you're
didn't mean it like that.
Because I do make a mean mac and cheese. I just can't have it because it plays havoc with me. Just makes my stomach hurt a lot because there's a lot of mozzarella in it. So, like, I do love a bit of Parmesan. I won't lie to you.
Yeah, that's a good shout. Just shavings of the fellow if
Yeah.
it's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, and if I need volume and I don't want to be using a nice Parmesan, a Pecorino.
Pecorino's nice.
Pecorino's good. It's good. I do like my cheddars, my red Leicesters. I can actually manage Stilton.
What about Wensleydale?
Oh, Wensleydale. I do love a bit of Wensleydale.
See,
Goat's
now-
cheese is a bit wet and a bit soft.
It can be hard as well.
And can be hard as well. Interesting.
Yeah. Goats are versatile
Oh,
fellows.
goats are with their, like, post-box eyes.
And you can get sheep's milk.
Yes.
Cheese.
Yes.
Now, I don't do well with sheep's milk.
Interesting.
Well, the last time I had it was a bit traumatic, so I haven't had it since.
What's the cheese you have on a Greek salad?
Feta.
Feta. What's that?
That is a mixture. It's goat, sheep, cow, I think.
Imagine this, right? So I've got a cow back in the day. I've got myself a cow. I've milked it, got a big jug of milk, and
Yeah.
I've not managed to get through my cornflakes. I've just
Yes.
left it for a few days,
Yep.
maybe a bit longer than a few days,
Yeah.
and accidentally jiggled it around or whatever I've done to it. And I've gone, oh, look at this hard, weird-looking substance. Let me put some of that in my mouth.
Ugh.
Can you imagine, like, who the hell invented cheese?
The curds and whey and the Google it, who invented cheese? Because actually, cow's milk is for calves, and goat's milk is for kids.
Goats?
So why are we? What first made us drink that stuff in the first place, and then I just don't know any of the history of cheese.
It's fascinating. Ancient Greek mythology credited Aristaeus with the discovery of cheese. That was in Homer's Odyssey. Oh, no. Homer's Odyssey, describes the Cyclops producing and storing sheep's and goat's milk and cheese. I'm not sure what to believe there, to be honest. Earliest evidence of cheese making is in the archaeological record, dates back to 5,500 BC.
Wowzers!
Holy guacamole! Oh, stop your milk going off, doesn't it?
Right now, here's a curveball. Is vegan cheese still cheese?
Okay, well, hold on a minute. Let's go back to the definition. A food made from the pressed curds of milk. Ergo,
No.
no.
It's a cheese substitute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A substitute?
Ugh. Some people get a bit...
Call you the space cowboy?
They do. Some call me the gangster of Loveball. Some people
Standard.
call me Maurice.
Do they?
Morris. You didn't do the woo woo.
Woo woo.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, some people get really eggy about. It's not a good thing to say to vegans. Eggy. Some people get really salty. Some people get really salty that vegans call it cheese, and the definition is made from milk. So how can it be? It's not cheese. Vegetarian sausages are not sausages.
They're vegetarian sausages.
So is it enough to just put vegan in front of it, which we all know means it's not off of dairy?
Yeah, I think that's just one, marketing, two, simplicity, ease.
Yeah, I agree, and I think
because otherwise, what do you call it? Like a block of protein stuff.
But then, why are people getting salty about it? Why are people bothered by it?
Because people are bothered about being judged for not being vegan or being being pescatarian or not being pescatarian or being vegetarian or not being vegetarian. People from different... I know. I've got other things to worry about, won't I?
Do you know what? I'm a vegetarian, and one of the big reasons why I haven't gone any further with that is cheese. I just think I'd really struggle in a life without cheese.
Cheese is just... Do you know, cheese also goes not just well with port. Thank you, Portugal.
God bless you.
God bless you. We've got a few countries we could thank, actually, like Scotland for whiskey, inventing it. Well done. Point number one. Point number two, that goes bangingly well with, wait for it, good hard cheese. Goes well with a good hard cheese.
In your opinion?
In my opinion. And... which is what I'm sharing.
Talk about salty.
And then, obviously, actually, so it's interesting because you can get good white wines that go well with cheese, and typically it's considered a red wine.
Yeah, it is.
There are some very, for example, oh my gosh, like a really lovely bottle of Pouilly Fumé will go like cray with a very nice brie, for example.
Yeah.
Not an angry brie that's, trying to dominate and tell you it's all about brie. Just an average brie. Nice and warm and, it's starting to go in opposite directions to itself.
So it's so cheese and wine. So it's yeah. I don't think I can answer Shelley's question because I like all sorts of cheese.
What you're saying is you like it hard, wet, and soft.
I do.
Wow.
I do. I'm not going to discriminate and cut one cheese group out. I'm just not about it. I don't want to.
I don't want to. I don't want to. I can tolerate others in small quantities. Trouble is, and I don't know if my pronunciation is any good. Like, I do love a pied d'anglois. I call it pie dangles.
Pie dangles.
Don't forget the pie dangles. I remember some friends were coming over years ago, and we'd gotten into it. And I said to them, "Don't forget to bring the pie dangles." And they turned up empty-handed. So we're like, we don't know what pie dangles are.
And they didn't think to ask a clarifying
question. They
question.
didn't think to ask a clarifying question.
What
Says
a bunch of muppets.
Says
Sorry to speak about your friends like that, but
yeah, I mean, harsh.
I'm assuming they're no longer your friends.
No, very much still lovely friends. Yeah, I've not cut them off because of the pie dangles.
Well, fair play to you.
I know.
I don't know if I would have been as accepting of it.
I'm very accommodating and tolerant. And they did apologise for quite a long time.
Did they? Love them. Bless. You probably made them feel really bad about it.
Really bad. I mean, I stared at them
like
hard.
Massive guilt trip.
Yeah.
Classic Paul.
And then I just marched them up to Tesco's.
Yeah. What?
And pointed at it.
I wouldn't have even taken them there. That's a bit, encouraging.
What, Waitrose?
No, I would have just said, go yourself. I'm not taking it.
Yeah, just allowing them to... Anyway.
So I'm going to say two things.
Go on.
Grapes, celery. Go.
See, I like celery apart from when I seem to get loads of stringy bits.
Well, it is a stringy thing.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? When you get overstrung.
Yes.
Highly strung.
You've got a gob of string in your mouth.
Just pop a bit of cheese in there. Mash that around.
So I think that grapes work very beautifully. A crisp, white grape.
Do you know something else?
What?
A Michelin star chef told me this. I'm just trying to get it right in my head because it was weird. Yeah, one of their favourite snacks. Obviously, chefs don't have much time to
They're too busy
stop
cooking
it.
other people's
Too busy
food.
cooking other people's gourmet food. Now this, just bear with me. 2 slices of bread.
What
It
kind
could
of
be
bread?
toast if you'd like.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
And you may add some butter onto said slices. Slice yourself some cheese.
What cheese?
In this case,
Hard, wet,
cheddar.
soft. Right, hard.
Hard. Bit of hard cheese. And then on one slice, Marmite. Which, okay, all's well. The other slice, peanut butter. Cheese in the middle, boff. I was like, that sounds weird. And if a Michelin star chef is telling me this, I might have to give it a go.
Cheese and Marmite.
I mean, cheese
Marmite and
Marmite's
Marmite and peanut butter is a well-known thing, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, everyone knows that.
Yes. Do you know? It just struck me that we've gone down a very literal route with this, and actually, cheese-based expressions. Well, that's just hard cheese, isn't it? That's just What does that? Why does that mean? That's just tough luck. Well, that's hard cheese.
Cheese. Yeah, soft, wet, and hard.
What other? So you said cheesy.
Yes, because
That's cheesy. That's
overly sentimental.
So it's not just the food; it's crept into our language and has meaning that isn't related in any way.
What's that dippy one that you fondue?
Yes.
I was just trying to think what, because maybe I don't know how cheesy or hard cheese. Oh, that's just hard cheese, so that's tough luck. Why is hard cheese tough luck? There must be some history to it.
I'm going to look up the etymology of hard cheese.
Etymology, which is nice, and the whole expression of cheesy. I think in Spanish is cursi, which I'm pretty sure has nothing to do with cheese because cheese is queso. Maybe it is. I don't know. It's
Goodness.
interesting.
Uh,
By the way, the reason why we're focusing so much literally on cheese is because we bloody love cheese.
so, okay, we got the meaning slightly wrong.
What of cheese?
Hard or tough cheese.
Mm.
No, the expression hard cheese or tough cheese.
Is that the bit
In
that's
Australian, it's stiff cheese.
gone hard, stiff?
Hard, stiff, tough cheese.
Yeah,
Uh,
love that.
that is something you say to indicate that you have no sympathy for someone or cannot do anything to help them.
Now, is that because when the cheese is gone, so if you haven't wrapped it up properly in your fridge and you just leave it sat there, it does go hard, even if it is a hard cheese. It
Correct.
becomes very
It
stiff.
becomes very stiff.
And then what can you do with it? You can't, like, it doesn't melt properly. You know, the flavour is changed. So maybe that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, maybe. And, it's basically that kind of bad luck type of, and it dates from the early 19th century when it was used as a general expression of unsatisfactoriness. So, basically the earliest citation in literature was a play from 1937. So it hasn't actually been around all that long.
1937.
That's the earliest citation, like in a play or something, but it was colloquially around before that.
Yeah.
So
It's très modern.
yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Considering that in Homer's Odyssey there was cheese and it's 5,000 years BC. We've been cheesing around for a
long time.
Me love you long time.
Well, and I think that's fair comment because cheese is just bloody amazing.
And then you've got I can't think of a culture that doesn't have a cheesy element to it.
Because you've got like nacho cheese. Do you know what I mean? There's the American version, which
the
is
highly cheese in
yeah.
a spray can.
I've tried that before.
Is it rank?
It's I wouldn't call it cheese.
No.
Because it's in an aerosol can. So
my perception generally of American cheese is that if you go to the supermarket, you get red cheese or yellow cheese.
Yeah.
And they call it cheddar.
Yes.
But it isn't cheddar.
No.
It's just a long way away from what I would call cheddar.
I think we have a higher authority in being British. We have a higher authority on cheddar.
Right.
Than the North Americans.
Right.
Because even when we've been to Canada to see the Canadians, same thing in the shops.
It is the same.
And you're like, right, okay. And it's also definitely not as tasty. It's a bit more rubbery.
Yes.
Whereas obviously we can get a lovely crumbly cheddar and it's got like natural like rock salt forming in it and you're just like, poor flipping Nora Batty's, really tasty stuff. And it just seems to be a lot less variety.
I think obviously they've got cheesemongers and you can get incredible cheese in the States, but
not off of the supermarket.
As standard in the supermarket, it seems less so. Maybe it's different now. I haven't been to the States for ages, to be fair. But, like I'm thinking, so they've got, there's cheesy things there.
And we do have a bunch of listeners, by the way, in the States and in Canada. So, if you want to correct us...
Well, please do, because...
we'd love to hear from you.
We're not saying we've got our finger on the American cheese pulse. That's not what we're saying here.
We're not dominating, like, the cheese conversation.
Come at us with some cheesy feedback.
Absolutely.
Some cheese-based feedback.
Oh,
what's the Indian cheese?
Oh, paneer.
Paneer, that's right.
And then obviously we haven't even gone to halloumi yet. Hello. Hello me, hello you. Which is delish. That's a Cypriot cheese, isn't it? Get that on your barbie. Flipping heck.
Now,
see, paneer, I remember I had paneer tikka at a friend's wedding.
So nice.
Oh my days.
Yeah.
Cottage cheese.
Yes.
Because that's basically the same thing. It's compacted.
Yes.
Do you remember we used to have cottage cheese a lot when we were kids?
We did. It was very, very, very 80s.
Was it?
Yeah. Cottage cheese with pineapple.
What?
It's back again now because it's very high protein. It's good
Is
for
it?
you. Yeah.
I know.
You can make all sorts of things with cottage cheese. In fact, Paul, I saw on the social medias this recipe for gluten-free bread rolls, because Paul is also gluten-free, dear listeners. He's got special needs in the dietary areas.
Quite a few.
And one of the key ingredients was cottage cheese.
I'll have to check to see whether that's low FODMAP.
Yes,
And if
so
it-
it had 4 ingredients, one of which was cottage cheese.
Because also that is soft and wet. So I'd have to see how that goes. I mean, I'm not going to be permanently like this because I haven't always had all these food problems.
But a banging snack, rice cake, cottage cheese, sliced avocado, pomegranate seeds. Get in my face.
Bit of smoked paprika?
No.
Or what's it called? Ducker.
What's ducker?
That's like a, you know, one of my lovely friends is a massive foodie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when she was running her pop-up cafe that she did for a while, I remember I went in there and tried everything. Literally, I just bought one of everything. Worked there the whole day and just tried one of everything. And I had this lovely thing, which I remember amazingly well. It was salmon, and she'd chucked a bit of ducker on it, and I'd never heard of it before.
No, I've never
And
heard
it's
of it.
like some crunchy, lumpy, seedy, herby.
Stop with all the details, Paul.
I know. Just calm down, right? Let me tell you more. I'm going to read the ingredients. We're quite far away from cheese right now. Have you noticed? I mean, I don't mind.
How did we get here then?
I don't know. Listen, it's important. Ducker.
Cottage cheese, that's how.
That is ducker. Ducker. Is a mix of spices, herbs, nuts, and seeds, which originated in Egypt.
I think I should have known about that. I feel like a failure.
I'm
as a
disappointed
human.
if I'm,
Yeah,
I'm like,
full on failure for not knowing that.
oh, it's only got hazelnuts, almonds, pistachios, sesame seeds, fennel seeds, cumin, coriander.
That sounds yum.
It is dead yum. Sometimes cayenne. You don't have to have that, obviously. And kosher salt. I mean, it is a great little, and you sprinkle it on top. Delish.
Well, as it very much happens, you know when you finish the jam jar. Oh my god, my
Jam
brain.
jar?
The jar of jam. Sorry about that. I just had an absolute
Brain fade.
yeah. And then
Age-related.
a jar of hashtag menopause. Am I right?
Are you
That is.
right?
I'm 51 years old. That is the catch all for everything.
Love that.
Got a bit of sore arthritis in my finger. Menopause. Can't remember what my name is. Menopause.
Love that.
Wake up in the middle of the night for an
Wanna
old
punch you
lady
in the
week.
face.
Menopause. Yeah, super grumpy with everyone. It's all menopause, everyone. Anyway, we strongly digress from cheese. But I've washed up
Fancy some cheese? Menopause.
I've washed up some very nice jars which are going to have ducker in them shortly.
Oh,
Sprinkly sprinkle.
shortly.
Because you know that basket in my kitchen with all of the herbs and spices?
I do.
It can go in there.
Lovely.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Gorgeous. But just be careful. Once you've started, it's
can't
very
stop.
difficult to stop with the ducker.
Do you know, I make my own granola and that is, it's not bad for you, but oh my days. It's so girlish.
Have you tried that with cheese?
I was just thinking, have I ever made cheese? No. You need to have an animal you can milk.
Yeah, I mean,
There are some cows in yonder field.
yes, that's true.
We just walked past them today.
We did. We do love the cows. They're lovely.
But they're not all girls.
No,
They tend
quite
to-
a lot of them are.
But round by me, they tend to put the boys out,
You don't want to milk them.
finish them off and kill them for meat, look.
Don't milk them. No.
That's a different vibe, innit?
I'm just going to be over here ralphing in the corner.
Disgusting.
Oh, dear. I wonder... Oh, hopefully no one's got that sort of, when they hear someone going, huh, it
Well,
makes
yeah, it's
them...
contagion.
Yeah. So, guys, sorry, if you're
If you're ralphing up
like,
on the train.
having a cup of tea or something, and you just go, huh. Now, some cheeses can make you feel like that. I've encountered a number of cheeses. Like our sister Rachel, she loves a proper stinky gorgonzola.
She does.
And actually, like even a really ripe camembert or a brie, I'm like, whoa, that is just like, what is it? I can't get past it.
But it's a bit like this. So, that fruit, durian. Have you ever come across it?
Clary.
Durian, Clary. It's actually, I had it when I was in Singapore, and it's illegal to carry it on public transport because it stinks so bad. So it smells basically like shit. It smells so bad.
So that's the E now going on that
Well, it's
episode.
fine, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. I'm just going to put an E on it.
God help us. Anyway, so it smells so bad, but it does not taste.
Of shit.
It doesn't taste of shit. It actually tastes quite nice, and the smell and the taste are so different. But you have to get through the smell to get to the taste. And
So
in
do
a
you hold your
way,
nose
you do have to.
and then do you let go? Because obviously your taste is
Yes.
connected to your nose.
You have to get it in your mouth and then let go.
Are we back to hard, wet and soft?
No, but
Stiff.
smelly cheese is a bit like that. You have to push through the aroma to get to the taste, and some of us are okay with that. Maybe Rachel doesn't have as strong a smelly thing, nose.
That's what they're called. Olfaction system.
It's a good day. It's a good day to have a brain fade when you're recording a podcast about cheese.
I think so. It's all that preparation we've done, Lou.
I know. Just stop with all the cheese facts.
And I mean, you're welcome, because we're pretty fast at typing on our phones to find these facts for you.
So, cheese, core part of cultures, core
Yeah.
part of our lives.
Been around for many thousands
and thousands
of years.
of years. I did not know
So
that.
don't try and get rid of it. Right?
Yeah.
Don't hate on the cheese.
No, hard, wet, soft, welcome
All and stiff.
and stiff. If your cheese is stiff, you might have left it out.
Yeah. That's what we're saying.
Give it to the dogs.
The dags.
They'll still eat it.
I mean, yeah.
I'm giving Dizzy some homeopathy for her anxiety in some cheese.
And it could be in the form of cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm really up for some cheese now.
Thanks, Shell. We're off to get some, we're off down the fromagerie. That's French.
Oh, très bon.
Sautalon.
I'm going to just have a brocante of cheese.
I don't want old cheese.
No. God, no.
Stiff old smelly cheese from from the broccoli. No,
No.
that's not right.
No.
We've gone wrong there.
Yeah. Okay. So, what can we take from it? Well, lots of things. Shelley, I mean, in short, we think cheese is amazing.
It's here to stay.
It's here to stay.
Other cheeses, like that aren't actually cheese, can still use the word, and I ain't hating on that. And it's all good. We're an inclusive cheese culture here. Right?
And then I'm just thinking, like, God, it pairs with so many many things.
A croque monsieur.
May we? Hunter's chicken.
Welsh rarebit.
Well, is that you saying rabbit with a New Zealand accent?
It's just cheese on toast, isn't it?
Oh. But then you got toasted cheese, and then you have cheese on toast. Two different things. One is open, the other is closed. Like a croque monsieur can...
What's a croque madame then?
Maybe that's... Which one's open? Croque monsieur is open, isn't it?
No?
It's closed.
Please hold.
Here we go, ham and cheese.
I think one's got ham in it and one hasn't.
Croque monsieur and a croque madame. Oh, I see. Take the meat out.
Smoky ham.
Bless you.
Croque madame.
That's Lou is just writing her next song. She's just working on the lyrics.
So, a humble ham and cheese sandwich into its fanciest self. So white bread, butter, ham and cheese in a creamy Mornay sauce, which is a bechamel.
Oh.
And then melted Gruyere cheese.
Oh, Gruyere is so good with like a soup as well.
And you can put a fried egg on the top.
Mmm.
That's a croque madame.
Is it? I'll have some of that.
And a croque monsieur is just your ham and cheese.
Ham and cheese.
So the croque madame's got the bechamel sauce and maybe an egg, so it's better, basically.
Basically is what we're saying. I'm okay with that.
Well, in some of these pictures, to be fair, the croque monsieur's got a white sauce running through it, so... those in France. If we've got any French listeners who can explain, please, succinctly the difference between a monsieur and a madame in the croque area.
Yeah.
Be much appreciated.
Not shoes, by the way. We are talking sandwiches.
We are.
It's not like a lady wearing Crocs and a man wearing Crocs. That's not what we're asking.
So, yeah, it's deeply cultural traditions.
Yeah.
It's a massive
Something
topic.
to be proud of.
Yeah, I think so.
Because, just like in parts of Gloucestershire where they're rolling cheese down a hill, there's plenty of those kind of things that are happening in Italy and France and all over where there's a big tradition. So, yeah, lovely. Something to be celebrated.
There are 2,000 different types of cheese in the world, roughly. And of that, how many of those are French?
You know what you're asking?
I'm asking you.
I'm going to say 2,000. So I'm going to say 43%.
France boasts 1,200 varieties of cheese.
Ooh.
That, France, is a lot of cheese.
That is quite a lot of cheese, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. Fair play to you.
It depends. Now you've just opened up a whole sort of hornet's nest, because you could say Wensleydale and cranberries. You could have cheese with chive in it. You can have cheese with chili in it. You can have cheese with...
Hang on a minute. And then there's 2,500 types of traditional cheese varieties in Italy. 34 Italian cheeses have been granted a protective status by the European Commission.
That's sort of like champagne from Champagne, isn't it? And
yes, yeah.
Port from Porto.
So I think that the number of varieties of cheese is a hot topic of debate in the world of cheese. For those with a...
Well, be careful. We don't want to open up like a hornet's nest.
No.
Just like we've had a load of summer mail, which was wonderful. We don't now want sacks of hate mail.
No haters, please. No cheese haters. Now...
Chaiters.
Yeah. And now, if it's been around for 5,000 years plus, which it has, there's going to be lots of varieties. That's all we're going to say.
Fact. Invent one cheese a year. You've got 5,500 cheeses.
Oh, yeah.
Or more.
Or more.
Goodness me. Well, I'm exhausted.
My God, we have squeezed every last drop of curds and whey out of that fellow, haven't we?
Haven't we just? The floor is dripping.
Moist.
Moist because of said cheese.
Well, I'm off to have...
Don't slip.
A cheese and pickle roll.
Oh, my God.
Freshly baked bread.
Oh, do you know, a ploughman's... Oh, don't start. Oh, my God. Literally, we've got to stop in a minute.
Shellmeister, you couldn't have picked a more perfect topic for us to.
Absolutely.
We could wax lyrical for years. We're not going to.
No,
You'll
we're
be
not.
very relieved to know that this is the end of our cheese odyssey. You see what I've done there?
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Homer. Oh! Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.
Curious Brain Thoughts.